When Mahadevi learned that her brother, father, and mother had already chosen 3 suitors for her, she was astonished. Haridas and his family could not decide which suitor should be chosen for Mahadevi. Finally, it was decided that all 3 suitors would be invited. After spending some time with them, it would then be decided who was the most worthy. A few days later, all 3 suitors arrived at Haridas's house. But at that very time, a strange incident occurred. Haridas's wife came running, weeping, and said, "Mahadevi is not in the house. She has not come out of her room since morning. When a long time passed, I went to her room, but Mahadevi was nowhere to be found." The entire household became anxious and began searching everywhere. But despite great effort, Mahadevi could not be found. Then the wise man said, "Do not worry. I will use my power of knowledge to find out where Mahadevi is." Using his divine vision, he saw that a demon had abducted Mahadevi and taken her to his home on the Vindhyachal mountains. Enchanted by her beauty, the demon wanted to make Mahadevi his wife. Then the Brahmin used his magical knowledge to create a chariot. The wise man showed the path to the demon's dwelling, and everyone mounted the chariot along with the bow-wielding warrior. They reached the demon's cave, where a fierce battle broke out between the demon and the warrior. Many kinds of weapons were used. Finally, the warrior struck the demon down with a divine arrow. As soon as the demon died, Mahadevi was freed, and everyone returned home safely. But upon reaching home, a dispute arose between the wise man, the Brahmin, and the warrior over who was most deserving of Mahadevi. The wise man said, "If I had not discovered where the demon had taken Mahadevi, it would have been impossible to bring her back. Therefore, I am the most worthy of marriage." Then the Brahmin said, "If I had not created the chariot through my knowledge, how could you all have reached the demon's home in an instant? Therefore, Mahadevi should marry me." Then the warrior said, "If I had not used my strength to kill the demon, Mahadevi would never have returned home alive, even after all your efforts. Therefore, I am the rightful one to marry her." After narrating the entire story, Batal said to Vikram, "Wise Vikram, tell me, who should Mahadevi marry? If you know the correct answer and still do not speak the truth, believe me, your head will be shattered into 100 pieces." Vikram replied, "Mahadevi should marry the warrior, because it was he who defeated the demon with his own strength. The wise man and the Brahmin were merely instruments through which God enabled the warrior to complete his task. Therefore, Mahadevi rightly belongs to the warrior." Hearing this, Batal laughed and said, "Vikram, you have given the correct answer. But Vikram, you spoke, and now I go." Saying this, Batal flew away once again toward the cremation ground. So friends, let us see in the next part what happens next in the story of Vikram and Batal.